Okay, so I dry laid those in and I picked them up and I numbered them. And I'm going to cement them down. Now, because I'm installing tile on Schluter Ditra, I'm using an unmodified thinset, and this is what this means is there's no polymers in it. It's not enhanced with anything. It's just an unmodified thinset. And the reason you do that is because when you have two impervious surfaces going together, the moisture between the tile and the Ditra would get trapped, and a polymer modified thinset needs to dry by evaporation. The water in the thinset needs to escape or be absorbed by something for the thinset to dry. And because the tile is impervious and the Ditra is impervious, the moisture can only escape through the grout line. So what happens is it takes a very long time for the thinset to dry and cure. Unmodified thinset, on the other hand, dries via hydration. In other words, the water in the thinset is consumed by the process of the curing process of the thinset, and so that the moisture does not need to escape out of the grout lines. It just remains in the between the tiles and is consumed by the curing process. And the longer the moisture remains, the stronger the thinset becomes. You can see that I'm kneeling on the tile here. The tile that I'm kneeling on there, those first two rows, are not cemented down. They're just laid in there dry. And when I'm doing a diagonal floor, typically I'll do this. I'll cut in a section of the floor, and then pick up a section, cement it down, and then move over to the next section. It's just an easy way for me to get started. And then once I get past that point, I'll probably just spread and lay as I'm going along. And you're going to see me picking up some tiles in a little bit, and you'll see what I mean. So while I'm spreading the thinset here, you'll see that what I'm doing is using the back side of the trowel at first to fill all the voids and waffles in the Ditra, then I go back and I spread more thinset with the notch side of the trowel to gauge the thinset out to the correct thickness. And at the very end, you'll see that I try and spread the thinset so all the ridges of the trowel are all going in the same direction. Now, this is not something that I do just because I think it looks good. It's actually being shown that troweling out your thinset so all the ridges of the thinset go in one direction will actually improve coverage on the back of the tile, because you can more evenly collapse those ridges under the tile, covering the tile, getting better coverage under the tile. If you have swirls and if you have the ridges going in different directions, a lot of times you can't get as good coverage because you can't completely collapse the ridges of the thinset. So you'll notice that I am back buttering every tile. This is something that I normally do, and the reason for that is many of these ceramic or porcelain tiles have a pattern on the back, and some of them are quite deep. Not always, but many times. And even if they're not, you still want a back butter tile. And what that does, it keys the thinset into the back of the tile, and when you place it into the thinset, you actually get better coverage. I mean, it's pretty obvious what it does. But this is also especially true for travertine or marbles, which have a lot of voids in the back of the tile that you want to fill before you set them into the thinset. And you can try it for yourself. Put a tile into the thinset without back buttering and lift it up and see what it looks like, and then do one, back butter one, put it in and lift it up and see what that looks like. You will notice that there is significant more thinset on the back butter tile than there is on one that you haven't made back butter. Okay, so that's the floor. Tomorrow we're out. I'm just gonna put a threshold over by the door over there. That oak threshold. I don't know if you can see it from there, but oak threshold. There's a marble threshold here, and tomorrow grout.